둘, 셋.
안녕하세요.
Okay, so we're back with another video, and this is the third part to the series that you have been watching. So if you haven't watched the other two, go and watch the other ones before you watch this one. And yes, we're just gonna go ahead with it.
Since you are flying very often, did you get to meet an artist or a famous person in a flight? Or maybe you heard your friend meeting someone.
Guys, okay, this one I have to say. Okay, so there was this one day, I was in Chon, right? So I have to come here and meet Mr. Naughty. So when I was here, I reached on this day, the next day, BTS was on my friend's flight. In business class. I was like, girl, I want to be on your flight. Because I was going to go back the day after on the same aircraft, same line, 612 or 611. And BTS took the one the day before me. I was so stressed. And she was like, I only know who is Suga. Just like, you don't know who's there? You don't know who's there? I was like, oh my God, that should be me. I should be there. Yeah. So, yeah, we have chance to meet like that. But apart from that, I maybe meet a few like Singaporean artists. And yeah, I just heard a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, for me, it's actually for us, there's a lot of like soccer players on board. There was a lot of soccer players on board, and I think there was a lot of like foreign singers and foreign artists. But I'm sorry, but I didn't know them. But there was another foreign crews like really obsessed with them, so like they were really happy. Yeah, they get signed and whatever. Yeah.
Side question: can you ask for a sign, or like is it allowed?
Okay, it depends on the popularity of the band. So if it's BTS, no, you cannot take photo with them. You cannot ask them for a signature because it's according to them. But if it's, let's say, alone, like I have a friend, Kim Jong-kook was on her flight, so they took a photo together and asked for a sign. It's like for autograph.
Kim Jong-kook is also famous.
그래도 like he's okay because he manages himself. 그런데 BTS is like by a big manager, and managers say no.
So like their management said no.
Yeah, management said Kim Jong-kook is very popular, but
he was okay with
himself 본인은 like it's 괜찮아요.
How do you know that?
Because my friend showed me the photo. And for BTS, when my friend took the flight, my friend said that there's an order from the top that you cannot take photo with them. You cannot ask for their autograph. No.
Okay, so maybe it means that you might be able to get to meet, but it doesn't mean that you might be able to take a photo or get a sign.
For QR, you are actually it's our policy that we never ask anything from them.
Okay.
But there are some people who still try to get a photo or something. But
do you get punished for that?
If you get caught, yeah.
Okay.
But it depends on the flight, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, so often many of us sit economy because that's the most affordable and like it seems cheap. But is there any good seats among the economy seats?
Of course.
Where is it?
Emergency seats. If you like leg space, it's always the better seats. 아니면 if not, the back seats, because usually I think when you're in economy seat, the space is very limited. So even when you push back the chair, it's you feel like awkward because of the person behind you. But if you sit on the last row, you can go all the way back, and even during meal service, you don't have to put it up. Because during meal service, it's our duty to say, oh, everybody please put up your chairs because it's meal service. From there, if you're at the last seat, we don't bother you because there's no baby behind.
Is there any special way to get an extra additional menu or stuff from a cabin crew? Because we know that there are some free stuff or like freebies that we can get. How can I get it?
We always, in the plane, we always have extra meal, extra snack, extra crackers, extra toys and stuff. So we normally give if you have a child, we normally give a child in advance the flight. But if you have your child at home and if you want it, if we have it extra, we do offer you guys. I mean, if you come to us and ask, we do give them if we have an extra. And also for the meal, after all the meal service goes through, you can ask for another one after the service is finished. So anything we can give, if we have it on board, we give everything what we have. So if you're really hungry, you cannot stay, then you can come at us and ask if we have any crackers, any chocolates, then we can give whatever we have.
So for us in SQ, our policy is as long we have it in the aircraft, if you ask it, we will give it to you.
Yeah.
So basically, what Jade said, If we have extra meals after the meal service is done, we can give it to you if you ask for it. Secondly, the children amenities, we will give it before the flight. And if you need extra, you ask it, we can give it to you also. But more than that, for SQ, I'm so sorry, my friends, but we offer like biscuits, we offer ramyeon, like Maggi mee, we offer like spirits, wines, you can ask for it. As long as it's not from the business class, we can give it to you. We even offer to send a mail for you. You know that? Okay, so what happened is we have letters on board and postcards. If you write it, and you come to us and you say that, oh, I want to mail this to someone in this country, and you tell us, we can mail it for you.
What? Really?
Oh,
That's so weird.
we can mail it for you also. So, and then there's toys. There's like the drinks that you see on the menu. That's not all. There's way more than that. In Singapore Airlines, there's like Milo. There's like green tea. There's like oolong tea, jasmine tea. I'm so sorry. The more I say, I think I'll get.
For us, QR, we have everything on our menu card, so you can ask for whatever there is. So, yeah, everything is free for economy class, whatever there is written.
Yeah.
And we do also have some extra crackers, chocolates, so you can always ask the crew after the service. Yeah,
Is there any hidden menu then?
like before the flight, you can register for.
Oh, 그런 거.
Like if you're on a diet, you can register for low sodium meal, like gluten. If you're having a
Gluten-free
gluten-free
meal.
meal. If you're Hindu, you have Hindu meal. You have like
Muslim meal,
or vegetarian meal, vegan meal,
baby meal,
yeah, giant meal.
low salt meal.
Yeah.
You can have just fruit platter meal.
Yeah, during the night, if you're traveling with the night flight, you might don't feel eating, right? So
Yeah,
you can
so you can
just
just order
order
fruits.
fruit.
So, but basically, a lot of you guys don't know about it because maybe you booked your flight through an agency. But all these meal choices are actually online if you book it straight from the website of our company. So, yeah, there's actually a lot of meal choices. I think we have about like 24 choices.
Yeah.
Not just those two that you see on the menu. That's the basic that we have to cater. But if you request for something else, you might find something that you want.
And also, I do recommend to request for the meal that you want.
Yes.
If you check in 24 hours before,
Yeah.
we do have those. I mean, when you're checking in, you can go through those process of registering for your meal. So if you do that, for us, we don't give you guys in advance, but we do have meal for you, only
Yes.
for you. So you will get whatever the choice you choose.
Yeah.
So I do recommend to register for
In
it.
advance, because if you don't order in advance, we cannot give it to you even though you want it, because basically once the aircraft doors closed, we cannot give you anything even if you want it. So but if you order in advance and it comes out for you, we'll definitely give it to you.
Yeah, so if you have a special dietary, I really recommend to do it. Like raw vegetarian meal, we do have as well. Raw stuff, only with the vegetable sticks and stuff. So yeah, I do really recommend.
Yeah, there's really a lot.
How can I be a nice passenger?
Nice passenger. Okay, first of all, I'll say sleep. And for me, saying please and thank you.
Oh, of course.
Okay, I have seen with my own eye. I witnessed someone get free upgrade from economic to business, really in front of my eye. Like he was gonna take a flight on board, but then suddenly the stewardess called him and they said, "Oh, sir, you get upgraded," and he was led to the business room. Is it possible in SQ or QR to get upgraded? Because maybe one of us, the viewer, like dreaming to get upgraded. Is it possible?
In QR, yes, there's only one occasion you can get upgraded. First, the flight has to be full packed, no seats at all. So it has to be overbooked. And then if there's an empty seat on the business class, they will upgrade the people who's frequent flyer or who paid everything from the website directly, not with the agency or stuff. So those kind of two priorities, and then they will upgrade them to the business class, and they will put the other overbooked people in the
Economy class.
economy class.
So for SQ, the thing is, you can only be upgraded by the ground staff. So once the doors are closed, us as crew, we don't have any authority to upgrade you, even if it's the manager or the pilot. I mean, they can do it, but it's not under our discretion. So it's the ground staff that handle this kind of stuff.
True.
So if you're at the door and you want to be upgraded and there is seat in the business class, you can pay for it at the counter. But once you come to us and you be like, I want to be upgraded, that doesn't happen. If not, there might be some issues, like maybe with the seat, like maybe the seat that you're sitting on, something is wrong with the seat and there's a seat in the business class, then you can be upgraded, but it's not by us, it's by the ground staff.
Yeah. Also, the thing I said is all by the ground staff. Because we don't know if it's overbooked, it's whatever. We don't know anything.
We cannot do anything. So if you saw someone got upgraded, probably it's one of the circumstances whereby the ground staff knew there's something wrong with the seat or it's overbooked, then they upgraded the person. There is not up to us
It's
at all.
before the door is closed.
Yes.
And you can upgrade yourself when you're checking in.
Yes.
You can pay more
Pay for
extra,
it
and
on
then
the spot.
and then you can get upgraded. But once you're on board, I cannot do anything. I heard that buying like expensive stuff like Gucci, Prada, those kind of stuff, buying in Spain is the best. I heard. So the Spain is actually known for a shopping country.
Okay.
It's even better because it gives you more tax refund if you buy from Spain. I heard. That's what I heard.
Okay. So for us, like for Singapore Airlines to flying crew, there's really very different in each country. So basically, if you go to Paris, you must buy LV. If you go to Japan, you must go to Donkey and buy your snacks. If you go to South Africa, you must buy bio oil because it's from there. If you go to China, you have to buy your spices from there or mala sauce. If you go to where else is it? If you go to Germany, you have to buy Haribo. You have to buy Haribo
those
and
kind of stuff. Yeah.
and like this very special biscuit. I can't remember the name of it, but all my stewardess and stewards will know.
If you go to Indonesia, you need to buy bon cabe.
Yes, if you go to
The spices? Yeah.
If you go to
I
Indonesia, you have
always
to buy
get those.
bon cabe
Yeah.
and you have to buy the kecap manis
Yeah,
and Indomie.
Indomie.
And keropok.
Yeah.
And you
And-
must get massage.
True, and I did my skin stuff in,
and hair.
Indonesia, and
Oh.
I used to buy sweet potatoes because in
Thailand? Thailand?
No, in Qatar, I could bring every food from the world. So
Oh, yes, same.
I used to do grocery a lot because you need to do because it's desert in Qatar, so I don't have any fresh fruits, and the meats are not really I don't know. So
Fresh. And if you go to Australia, you must buy beef. You must buy milk
Yeah.
powder. You have to buy a perfume. You have to buy
Pandora.
Vitamin. Oh yeah, Pandora. You have to buy vitamins as well because it's really cheap
vitamins,
there,
yeah.
Australia.
Protein,
If you go to
vitamin.
New Zealand, you have to buy. I can't remember.
Aesop.
Aesop.
Aesop, yeah.
Australia, you have to buy Aesop because it's
Aesop.
from there. So. Is that enough?
When I went to England, it was like Lush. I bought.
Oh yes, you have to buy Lush. Yes.
England Lush.
UK, you have to buy Lush.
You know what? Actually, the crew in Qatar, they also buy eggs from outstations.
From where?
Eggs from outstation.
Because Qatar eggs are not really good, so they buy eggs from outstations. So we always carry very softly, like in the trolley.
because you have to carry it.
Okay, then lastly, the comment asked like one of the place maybe that you visited and you really happy with it.
Maybe Paris because I met her.
Yeah, because we met in Paris, just
Yeah.
nice. Our roster coincide,
Yeah.
and then we managed to meet in Paris. But Paris is really short stay for
Yeah,
you.
for me, it was really short. But we managed to meet in the Eiffel Tower and stuff.
Yeah, that was good. If not, for me personally, I like to go to Asia. So I really like Japan actually. I think Japan is a really nice place to visit if you're talking about Asia. But if you're talking about Europe or USA, like the western side, I prefer to go to Germany. I like Germany.
I like Vienna. I like Barcelona.
I want to go to Barcelona.
I like
too.
Barcelona. I like Spain.
I would like
Madrid.
Spain.
I like Dublin.
We should go to so many places I've never been. Yeah.
Okay, lastly, I think is there anything that you want to say for the future stewardess? Those who want to be steward.
I think it's a really lifetime experience to be a cabin crew. But if you're suffering for any kind of loneliness, if you're suffering from any kind of health issues, I don't really recommend.
It's really
But
tough.
it is a really fun job to meet so many people and experience so many different things, good or bad, whatever it is. And yeah, so I think it's really, I don't regret. No regrets.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me as well. Like, I didn't regret, like I said in the previous video, that joining this job has been a really eye-opener for me. I'm sure for Jay as well. And being in a country like at any one time, and it's a different country all the time, it's really a very interesting experience. It was a very good job. It's a really good job because it pays a lot. Thank you so much for watching the third part of this video. We hope that you like this mini-series filming with my friend Jade, revealing how it's like to be a flight attendant. So if you'd like to know any more stuff about flying, remember to leave it in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!